What would you do with this team?
Steve, you answered a question on Saturday from someone who had a suggestion on what you could do with the team. And they said, trade John Tavares.
No. What they said was
yes, it was.
What they said
and you
was,
answered
when
it
does that
very
conversation
seriously.
happen?
Okay.
When does because it's not the first time I've received that question.
Okay.
And there is 100% a world where they trade him. There is probably less than a 1% world where that happens now. I could see it happening. It's not going to happen for at least a couple years. The contract is designed for it to eventually happen. Let's be honest here. So his current deal where
a first round exit this playoffs, does that move become more realistic this summer?
He's still a point a game player.
It becomes more realistic. It's still less than 20%. So here's where they're at, by the way. So I can say that for everyone who's like, what the hell are you talking about? Here's the reason it's doable. He's $11 million against the cap. And by the way, trading John Tavares immediately makes the Leafs worse. So let me get that out of the way. But he makes 11 against the cap. In his first 2 years with the Leafs, he made $15.9 million. For those of you who are not so good at math, that is larger than 11. $12 million last year. This is the first year out of the 7 where he makes less than 11. 9.35. If the Leafs wait till the first day of free agency, they can pay his signing bonus of $7,040,000. Then he will only make $910,000 next season for whichever team acquires him. They will be on the hook for the remaining roughly $15 million of his deal. But he'll have a just under $8 million salary, assuming they keep him, for an $11 million cap hit. It's designed to be easier to trade as it goes. Right. Now, wait, sorry, the big asterisk there, he has a full no move clause the entire time. But, I mean, how often have we seen those waived? Often. Right. Often. I hate when people go, oh, but he's got... Guys, stop pretending like you just got here. Like, that's there. That is the please trade me to where I want to go clause. Okay? That's how it works.
Interesting. Well, I don't think that conversation happens yet. And remember, John Tavares was really good, and he's just been on a bad, I think, 3-week streak. And it's not even that bad. He's just frustrated scoring. I don't think have you guys been like, man, his play's fallen off. He can't play defense. He's not creating chances. I see chances.
Last podcast, it's hard for me to remember. It's easier to remember the podcast that we do in person.
Yeah, of course.
Did we have the conversation about Tavares and drawing penalties? Or was that on the stream?
Yeah, go ahead and to say it quickly anyway.
Okay, so the Leafs don't have a ton to complain about penalty-wise this season. I mean, there have been some games. They didn't get a single power play in a game where they scored 10 goals. That was insane.
Well, that's the reason why, though.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, yeah. No, honestly, if the Leafs had to defend leads entirely shorthanded, they'd be fine.
Right.
Their penalty kill, I've never seen a team so bad at defense, so good on the penalty kill. It's the strangest thing. Anyway, Bunting is obviously one of the best players in the league at drawing penalties. That's eventually going to dry up because he's been fined twice for embellishment, but it hasn't quite dried up yet. He's been doing good. I don't have a ton to complain about in terms of the Leafs and drawing penalties. John Tavares, though, should 100% draw way more penalties because he's not the most fleet of foot and he never has been. John Tavares wins the puck in the muck and always has. And the amount he is hooked and held and yanked to the ground and the amount of penalties he actually calls do not correlate. It's not matching. That guy, it doesn't. Watch him next game. His struggles don't surprise me because he's not as good at getting away from players as others, and maybe not even as good as himself a year or two ago. but the amount of infractions that guy has to deal with while none of them get called is pretty wild, especially for the captain of a hockey team.